This is the best way to open up any defense on FC25. As you can see, we are able to consistently create chances. But before I show you what to do in game, there are a few steps that you have to follow. This isn't a custom tactics video, but this is important to understand. We are going to keep our left or right back as an attacking wingback or a wingback, okay? Otherwise, this is not going to work unless you manually trigger runs. We are going to focus a lot on driving through the wings. Why? Let me show you. So this is called the recycle technique. But first you have to realize if you are playing a half decent opponent, the midfield is going to be really tight. Have you ever thought that, oh, there is no space to attack and every player of the opponent is pressing me? That is because you are thinking in straight lines and you have to involve your fullback in attack. Otherwise, you will not be able to create 2 versus 1 situations against the opponent's fullback. You could do that in-game by triggering manual runs, clicking L1, LB, or give him a wingback or an attacking wingback role. However, it isn't as simple as that. I wish it was. It is what you do afterwards that matters. But do you know why am I showing you this technique? It is because most of my recent coaching trainees have been guilty of this mistake. They are forcing the ball through the center and they are telling me there is nowhere to go in attack. The first step to fixing this problem is to time your runs, okay? As you can see, we consistently play the through pass to Theo and DiMarco at the right time. Now, how can you achieve that? You can do that by glancing at the radar and timing the run. When they are on the shoulder of the last defender, that is when you want to play these through passes. In some examples, I use an L1 triangle with Patry. That is why it is still so important that you have someone in the midfield with the long ball pass plus playstyle, as I have been encouraging you since the start of this game. Now that we know the basic steps of doing this technique correctly, here is the first major step. The first step is to attack the byline or recycle the ball. This is what happens when you recycle the ball. You open up so many options. You open up so much space that otherwise wouldn't be open. Now this leads to the second step. It allows us to do 2 of the most overpowered mechanics, power shots and corners. When you recycle and you have your CM with power shot plus or silver power shots, they are in the perfect position to hit a power shot, which will in most cases end up as a goal or a corner. Now both of these mechanics are really dangerous on FC25 and they will end up as a goal. In order to always make sure that your CM is empty to take the power shot, keep this in mind. I am building up from the left side with Theo Hernandez, so I can cut the ball back to Hamsich. Now Hamsich is my right CM. This is the reason that I am cutting the ball back from the left side. Now imagine if he was the left CM, I would take the ball with my right back and then recycle that way. So wherever the CM with power shot is, we want to recycle from the opposite ends. And now afterwards, we want to dink the ball to our CM in most instances and look for a first time volley or lay the ball in front of him so he could hit a first time power shot. You just simply press square towards them if you want to do a volley. This is where the third step comes in. It is the Tiki-taka. Now let's imagine your CM is marked, okay? As you can see, we build up beautifully through the wings with Di Lorenzo. I take a touch away when I could have continued straight. Why do I do this? To be able to quickly shift the ball. In this game, there is zonal defense. Hence, this technique is overpowered. But what is zonal defense? Well, this is something that was added last year to this game. The opponent AI does an auto overload ball side, especially if they are playing 70 depth or higher, which most of half decent opponents are. So if you could shift the ball from one side to the other side, you will have a lot of success in opening up the space. This is how you do it. You pass from your right back / right mid back to the winger. Again, you look at the radar and see who is available. Then immediately you perform a driven pass, which is R1X, RBA in the midfield to one of your CMs, then to the other CM. Then immediately you look for a pass into the striker. You can do that in 2 ways. You can activate a player lock and move them back if they are being marked, if you're playing someone really good, or simply make a driven pass if they are open and the opponent isn't marking them, like you can see here. Take a shot. Most of the times, the opponent will not be able to react, and you will see most pros using this technique. In some of these examples, you can see I use a player lock fake. This is important. On the wings, make it a habit of using the player lock fake. You will have a lot of success. So these play styles are important. Long ball pass, power shot, if you want to be successful at this game. Then you want your wingback to be good offensively. I know most of you cannot afford Theo Hernandez. You can afford maybe a DiMarco. He is still good. You can use Rolfa. She is still good for this playstyle. But the best one and the most influential player on this game, without a doubt, is Theo Hernandez after Kylian Mbappe. Now, if you are struggling to defend, check this video out here.